Let's go. Yeah, I got something to talk about. We got something to talk about. Yeah. Shout out to my guys in the chat. We gonna get to y'all as soon as people come in and all that. We got some things to talk about. As you know, I like to see things differently from the normal person. You know that. All right. Hold on. Welcome to another episode of Is It Rigged? Is it scripted? Is it fixed? We gonna talk about it. Yeah. Once again, shout out to all my guys, all my supporters, all that good stuff. All the people that missed the live and they watch it on the playback. I love the feedback. Thank you for all that. We just gonna grow little by little by little by little, and that's what I like. Shout out to all the members. As you guys know, you guys been getting paid, and thank you for trusting my word. I'm not perfect, but my job is to get you the wins. You know what you do with it. Like as far as the money that you bet, that's on you. My job is just to deliver the wins. Shout out to my chat. Of course, I'm gonna get to my chat. Um, just shout out to the whole rig scripted and fixed community, because once again, I love to see it grow, even if it's just not on this channel, but I just see it all over the net. A lot of they're still in denial, right? But you know what? I'm pretty sure you guys was like, yo, when you read the topic, what is he talking about, right? Like, where is this coming from? Like, B5, what are you talking about? You already said who you're high on, right? You already said you're high on the Packers, which I've been for the last maybe 2 seasons, right? Something like that. 2 seasons ago, I'll say that, right? Anybody that was rocking with me since then, you would know I've been said that. Um, but also I'm on, you said the Packers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? It's on record that I said that, right? Especially for the NFC. I did. But sometimes when I look at the media, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't like when they start to jump on shit that we jump on that they wasn't talking about. The whole when Micah Parsons got there, that's when they started to jump on it. That messed me up. I got upset about that. Now I'm not letting go, but I'm just saying though, like it kind of messed it up because when they jump on something, it's usually not. You guys usually know how that ends, right? Because now they're pushing a certain narrative, and fanboys start to believe it, and what happens is they start going out and betting it, and there you go, and they lose their money, and everybody lose their bets, blah 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 blah, right? This is not like the New England Patriot days. The New England Patriot days, you can easily just bet them. It could be a big narrative on them, but you can still bet them comfortably and still win because usually they're gonna win. They're gonna go to the AFC, right? You guys know that. It's almost like a for sure thing. But with sports betting getting big, like I tried to tell people, when sports betting is getting big, it's totally different now. Sports betting has a lot to do with how these things go. ESPN, when they're high on a team, they're high on the team. They start talking about them, and then next thing you know, it messes you up, and you're confused because it's like, but ESPN, you also have ESPN Bet. So how? That's like the conflict of interest right there. It makes no sense, right? So I don't want to like stick on that too much, but there's something that I think you guys should like think about. Now, is this going to be a for sure thing to happen. No, I'm not saying this is a for sure thing to happen. Shit, it's not even a for sure thing that the Packers is going to win. Or let's just say go to the Super Bowl. It's not a for sure thing that a lot of you guys is high on the Eagles. It's not even a for sure thing that the Eagles is going to win. Basically, it's not a for sure thing that any team is going to win. Let's make that clear. Right? Let's make that clear. All I can tell you is one division that I don't think is going to win the Super Bowl this year is the NFC East. Let's cross them out. That's all I'm going to say. That's one division I know for sure out of every single division in the whole NFL. I'm sorry. Let me change that. Let me change that. The AFC, what is it? Is it the AFC South? Yeah. The AFC South and the NFC East, right? So out of the 8 divisions, the AFC South and the NFC East, I'm crossing out that any one of those teams is not going to win a Super Bowl. So that's 8 teams right there that I'm crossing out for sure, that I feel very confident will not win the Super Bowl. And then next, I could probably, I'm going to say those 2 for sure. Like for sure, right? For sure. Now, now it brings to my topic right here. Do you know one division that I can say you probably have to feel confident about going to a Super Bowl? Not winning, but going to a Super Bowl. Once again, going to the Super Bowl. You can see any one of these teams play in a Super Bowl, and that would be the NFC West. Based on the rigging, the scripting, and the fixing. Based on that only. Right? Now, for the short time we're going to be here, I just want you to hear me out. Right? Today's topic, Arizona Cardinals or Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl bound. And you see the number 14, right? Right? We always look for things and things like that. Now, you guys remember when I spoke about the number 14 last year, right? And it was weird to me how you kept seeing the number 14 in a lot of things, right? Couple of quarterbacks, I think. You just started to see it when it comes to games, and it's just the number 1 and 4, and then number 14, and that just kept popping up so much last year. And they usually give you signs early in the year or even a year prior, things like that. That I don't have to tell you guys that, right? Um, something was very funny. I found it very funny. And I'm going to start off, well, it's not too much I really have to say, but like, no disrespect about speaking about his name, but Charlie Kirk, right? I'm pretty sure all of you guys have your beliefs. We don't have to go there, right? Why? I, okay, first off, Charlie Kirk is not from. He's not from Arizona, right? He's not. He was born. He was born in Illinois, so you could probably tie that into Chicago, right, or whatever cases. But now it's Chicago, right? He was assassinated in Utah, right? um, there's there's no Utah team, right? There's no Utah team in football. So what would be the closest? There's a lot of states near Utah, obviously, duh, right? But what would be that closest state right next to it? Basically, what I'm trying to say is, why was his memorial in Arizona? Now, you guys do know whenever something happens, whenever something big happens, right? Whenever something big happens, whenever something big happens, the NFL always ties themselves into that all the time, right? Why did he get? And yeah, this is my conspiracy theory shit going on, right? No. Like I really want you guys to just think about this. Now, this, like I said, this is not a for sure thing that Arizona Cardinals is gonna just go to the Super Bowl, or Seattle. I'm not, but think about it. Like, why was his memorial held in Arizona? For what reason that it have to be held in Arizona, right? And then he got how he got killed, and how he got killed. He didn't get killed by getting hit by a car, getting hit by a bus, having a heart attack. He getting stabbed. He got shot, right? What was it? Like, it was a rifle, obviously, right? And that also brings me back to what happened with the NFL earlier with the shooter that came here in New York, right? With a gun as well. Claimed he was going to the NFL headquarters, right? Claimed he was going to the NFL headquarters, and ended up on the 33rd floor. There it goes, right there. That number. Then all of a sudden that's when he unalives himself, or that's when he gets killed, right? Oh, Charlie Kirk, he's talking to people, and then all of a sudden he gets killed by by a shot. Oh, Charlie Kirk gets killed by a shot, and I'm like, he was coming from Vegas all the way over here to New York, right? I had people saying that, okay, that's he lived there. That's where he was living. Oh, that even makes it better. That even makes it better. So he was living in Arizona. So Charlie Kirk was living in Arizona, right? According to the chat. So that's where his memorial was being held, right? I'm starting to see the number 14 a lot appear once again. When you guys remember, I was breaking down the whole 2-8 shit, right? The number 28, 2 times 6. I'm sorry, 2 times 8 is 16. 6 times 1 is 6. There go that 6 again. You cut that in half, it goes back to that whole symbolism of what we always see, the 33. Once again, everything is broken down in fucking numbers. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. Everything is broken down to hidden numbers. Now, this is not a for sure thing, right? Could somebody tell me what the number 14 stands for? I find it funny that the number 14 stands for we got Sam Darnold, right? The only starting quarterback with number 14. That's number one. That's why I said, is it going to be his year? But I also had like a little something else to speak on that. But the number 14, as far as what does it represent? Why does the number 14 represent a Cardinal? The number 14 represents a Cardinal. Now you probably say, okay, now B-Fire, you're reaching. Man, maybe I am reaching. But it's not based on me reaching, because as you guys know, the NFL themselves tend to do things like that. So this is the number 14. The number 14 actually represents a cardinal. It's a cardinal number. I'm sorry, depending on how you guys want to look at it, right? But it represents, I'm sorry, a cardinal. Charlie Kirk was living in Arizona, gets killed. Hey, he gets killed in Utah, but living in Arizona, his memorial is being held. Well, it was held in Arizona, and Arizona is the team that has a football team, and they are the Cardinals. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of, and I'm gonna get to my chat. I'm gonna get to you guys in the chat, but I find that to be kind of funny, right? I find that to be kind of funny. It was like certain numbers that I told you guys to always watch out for. You remember when I said watch out for the 8? The 8 also means something too. Josh Allen had to do a lot with the number 8. His number's 17, right? Josh Allen is number 17, right? So we all know we're going on 2026, right? So the Super Bowl will be played in 2026 in February, right? The last time the Arizona Cardinals made it to a Super Bowl was how many years ago? Exact from this Super Bowl that's coming up. That will be 17 years. Yes, because of 2009. I remember that. 2008 season was in 2009, the Super Bowl. So I'm like, they're gonna have 17 shit again. Am I saying that it's gonna be Buffalo Bills versus Arizona Cardinals or some shit like that? That's not what I'm saying. That would be funny if that happens. I do think that we're gonna get an unexpected Super Bowl this year. I'm say that. I think it's gonna be a matchup that a lot of people wouldn't anticipate. Right? I'm just saying. So I found that funny. So that was the little clue. There's more, but I will have to see how the rest of the season pans out. But I also find it ironic that Seattle is also playing Arizona tonight too. That's a funny one, right? Arizona and Seattle is also facing off tonight as well. So get ready for that for everybody that's plans on putting some bread, putting some money on the line for that game. Um, but no, all jokes aside, the one that really stuck with me was the year of the Cardinal. Seriously, like number 14. Number 14 is the year of the Cardinal. Nobody told me this. Did my own information. Um, Not saying they're gonna win, right? They, they kind of alright, whatever. You still got, but then you also look at the number 14, Sam Darnold, right? Now, um, what if Seattle was to do something? I don't know. Not saying that's going to happen, but what if Seattle was going to do something? I mean, now let's just real quick for 1 minute. You guys do know that Seattle Seahawks also has a pattern. They usually starting from when they first went to the Super Bowl early in the early 2000s, they have like an 8 to 10 year span of when they usually go to a Super Bowl. Not win, but when they usually go to a Super Bowl, right? As you guys probably should know, right? Let's see something. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Interesting. No, no, but yeah. Seattle Seahawks. They actually in the 2005 season. They also win, right? They also win 2005, which the Super Bowl was played in 2006. 2006, right? You want to know what's so funny? I'm talking about Seattle and I'm talking about Arizona. The last two times that, not the last two times they went to a Super Bowl, because Seattle went to a Super Bowl obviously after that with Russell Wilson, but both of those two teams lost to one particular team in the Super Bowl, which makes it funny. They both lost to the Seattle. They both lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers. You don't find that kind of ironic? Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Seahawks in 2006, right? But they also beat the Arizona Cardinals in 2009. 3 years apart. That was funny, right? Crazy, right? Crazy shit, right? But no. Okay, so you got Seattle. You got the Seattle Seahawks, right? Seattle Seahawks usually go. They went 2006. That's why I says usually an 8 to 10 span, 8 to 10 year span on the Seattle. That's what I'm saying. Like, are they gonna go? Not win, but are they gonna go and just blow it? Right? 2006 they went against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They lost. Fast forwarded nine, 8 years later, right? 8 years later, that's when they beat the Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl, right? And then one more year later, that would be like what, 9 years, right? So that would be like 2015. That's when they lost against the Patriots. When the whole Russell Wilson and that pass, right? That's why I said it's like an 8 to 10 year span. And the reason why I say that, because now fast forward 10 more years later, right? Because obviously we can't say 8 or 9 more years later because that has passed. But 10 years later, since they last did it, since they last made it in 2015, do they win? Not do they win? Well, yeah, do they win the NFC and do they appear in the Super Bowl again? I'm starting to see a little pattern of, when they just come out of nowhere and do something. 8 to 10 years, 8 to 10 year span. Now, a lot of you people will say, "Oh, that don't count. That don't count." But then I'll just say that I'll say this to you guys: for everybody that's heavy on the Packers, everybody that's heavy on the Ravens, you guys is talking about their little span every 10, 12 years. Every 14 years, Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers and blah, blah, blah. So why can't we say the same thing for the Seahawks? Not winning the Super Bowl, once again, not winning, but going, right? See, I like to catch people in that. Oh, that doesn't count, but yeah, why not? Right? There's certain teams that have a pattern, right? But that whole Charlie Kirk thing was funny to me. Or are we gonna see a team in the Super Bowl in the NFC that's around that area? How about that one? An NFC team that's around that area. Does that make more sense to you guys? Around maybe the California area, Arizona, we can't say I mean, Vegas ain't gonna make it.
Are you fucking serious?
So we can't say them, but it's still around that area, right? Seattle, Washington, over there. Are we gonna see a team? We all know the Rams. The Rams is in Cali. San Francisco is in Cali, and that's another thing. That's the reason why I said, don't be surprised if an NFC West team makes it. You still got the 49ers. They'll probably go and blow it, right? Whatever, right? But that's a team that we have seen in the Super Bowl recently. They've made it to the Super Bowl plenty of times. So they're not one of those teams that don't make it. Whether they win it or not, that's irrelevant. They're not one of the teams that don't make it. The Rams, that's another team, as we know. That's a team that I'm not going to say they usually go, but they have been to the Super Bowl a few times. They have Super Bowls under their belt. No matter the quarterback, no matter the times, They've done it, right? Whether they was in St. Louis Rams or even LA Rams, they've been there, right? So you got those two teams, right? Seattle has been there, right? That's like from 2000 to 2025. They've been there at least 3 times. What are they? They're 1-2, right? They lost to the Patriots and lost to the Steelers, right? They beat Denver Broncos, right? Arizona Cardinals, they've been there. You probably say like 1 time, but they've been there. You got teams that haven't. You've gotten. Come on, let's be for real. You got certain teams that haven't made it in from 2000 to 2025. You have teams that hasn't even smelt playing in the Super Bowl. Cowboys. So, right? So I mean, the thing is, we gotta look at things like that, right? So this live wasn't really to like baiting. It wasn't it wasn't none of that. But you guys you gotta look at things like that. Now, one of my member picks wasn't for tonight's game, so I can give my thoughts on it. It wasn't on it, but what do you guys think of this? I want to know what you guys think of this. Because we always pay attention to clues, right? Every single season, there's always a clue that goes over a lot of people's heads that certain media outlets bring up, right? And I saw this and I started laughing. Now, hope you guys got your headphones on, or you can hear. What do you guys think of this? To me, it was funny.
So on this live, so yeah.
Not yet. Let's see. Let me know if you guys are ready. I'm gonna play it. Let's go.
This beautiful family, Sean. Wow.
Oh, that's so
oh my
wild.
gosh.
So I wasn't. We're just now starting to tell people, but number 14 is in the belly. Yeah, you're the first one I've told on TV. So on this live. So we're just now starting to tell everybody. So we have had 10 girls, 3 boys. My oldest son, the 4th overall, Joseph, is a sophomore in high school, and
This beautiful family, Sean. Wow.
Oh, that's so
oh my
wild.
gosh.
So I wasn't. We're just now starting to tell people, but number 14 is in the belly. Yeah, you're the first one I've told on TV. So on this live. So we're just now starting to tell everybody. So we have had 10 girls, 3 boys. My oldest son, the 4th overall, Joseph, is a sophomore in high school, and
This beautiful family, Sean. Wow.
Oh, that's.
We can stop that. What do you guys think? Now, you guys is asking, well, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter to be fired. Now, I'm not trying to say that this is a foregone like this is not a for sure thing. But number 14 is in the belly. I understand that. But like, he's a legend, right? Seahawks legend, by the way. Seahawks legend running back Sean Alexander says he and his wife Valerie are welcoming their 14th child. Now, was there ever a big deal when he welcomed the 13th child or the 12th child? Remember, he's a Seahawks legend, so he's not no rookie or something like that. And he has a lot of young kids. So, like, why wasn't it a big deal when he welcomed the 13th or the 12th or anything like that? 12, the 3, right? 13, you can even argue that one too. 3 times 1 is 3. But then they also consider that a bad luck number, so you don't really hear about 13 too much. That's why you never really hear me talk about 13 like too much. But anyway, yeah. Why did they feel like they had to post that? And this was Bleacher Report, by the way. Anybody that had Twitter, you can go and check that out. Bleacher Report's Twitter. Yeah, number 14 is in the belly. Number 14 is in the belly. Number 14 is in the belly. So there's 2 ways you can look at that for me, just for me. For me, at least. That's why I said, is this going to be a Sam Darnold's year? Because he's number 14. I think there's a backup quarterback that's number 14 for, he's the only number 14. He's the backup for the Washington Commanders. He's number 14. The backup for the Washington Commanders. Right? But the only starting quarterback right now, from what I know, because I didn't even fact check it, but from my knowledge, because I like to try to store things in my head, Sam Darnold's the only number 14 starting quarterback right now. There's a number 14 that's a backup for the Washington Commanders. Right? But I found it funny that they had to just mention number 14 is in the belly. So that works for him. But then also, and it's crazy that this legend, Sean Alexander, played for the Seahawks. And their current starting quarterback is number 14, Sam Darnold. So I started laughing at that. I immediately started laughing at that. Right? I just started laughing. I said, look at this bullshit. Right? I found that funny. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Seahawk number 14's in the belly, but their current quarterback is number 14. But then I said, you can also look at it as, the Arizona Cardinals, the number 14 also represents, for Arizona's team, the number 14 represents a Cardinal. Number 14. So it's number 14 is in the belly. Now, this can be a reach, y'all. This can be a reach, once again, right? Now, I'm going to keep it real with you. Yes, I am going to put money down. I'm going to be transparent. I'm keeping it real. If it don't hit, it don't hit. Because I already know I'm going to make the money back from all these wins that I'm going to get this year in football anyway. So I'm not going to be losing anything at all. I'm not trying to sound cocky and all, but it just is what it is. I am going to put money down on the Seahawks to win the conference. And I'm also going to put money down on the Arizona Cardinals also to win the conference. Now, let's also talk about this. I'm gonna get to my shout outs and all that. Yeah, the number 22, Thomas, that's another one I actually have a show on as well. Right? But let's also talk about this too. Now, there's a lot of people that may say, oh, well, for them to win it, I'm not going to take those odds. Well, you don't even know the odds yet, first off. But I'm not going to do that. Be fired, you're crazy. That's a waste of time. I get you. I get every single one of y'all. I don't blame you for feeling that way at all. Trust me, I don't blame you. But even if you guys are putting a little bit of money down, let's look at this. This is via FanDuel. I'm pretty sure your books should have the same type of bets. On FanDuel, they have stage of elimination. Right? Get to it. Boom. Stage of elimination. Boom. All right. So you guys see it on the screen, right? You see it. Let me see if I can make this big. No, because then you can't see the teams. Hold on. I want it to where you guys can actually see it correct. I'm gonna go like this. This should be a little bit better for you. Come on, be fine. Just shut up and show it already. Right? So on the screen, as you guys can see on the screen, right here. Oh no, you guys don't want to see that. All right, so we perfect. We got it. All right, boom. So stage of elimination, right? For anyone that uses FanDuel, once again, your sports book probably should have the same thing. Shout out to everybody that, even the ones that's not in the chat watching, you could be anywhere in the world, but you here with me. Shout out to all y'all. I hope y'all taking in this information or at least writing it down. Now, I know you guys have your favorites on who you think is going to go via the Eagles, right? You know, a lot of people's high on the Eagles. You know, there's people that's high on the Packers. You know, teams like that, you know, teams like the 49ers and blah, blah, blah. There's no reason why you should be betting on the motherfucking Cowboys. But look at this right here. Stage of elimination. Bang. Right here. Let's go to make the divisional round, yeah, but to make the conference championship round. Now, mind you, this is to make it, y'all, not to win it, but to make it. Now, I did say like 3 minutes ago that I am going to take the Seahawks to win the NFC, but I also will have a ticket for the Arizona Cardinals to win the NFC, right? We're going to go see what those odds are like in a second. But let's just go to if they was to make it. Not win, but just make it. I need to know from you guys, what do you guys think about that? Here it goes. Boom. What's the first team we're going to look at? I don't know. Whatever team comes first. All right, it's in alphabetical order, right? No, it's not in alphabetical order. It goes by favorite. Okay, so you got Arizona Cardinals and then the Seahawks. Okay, so, all right, boom. You guys can see it right here. You see the Seahawks right here. And you see the Arizona Cardinals right here. For the Seahawks to make the NFC Championship. Not win, but to make it. Seahawks you can get at a plus 1,000. That's to make it, y'all. And that's only because of Sam Darnold, right? As far as like the number 14, right? Because he's number 14, so number 14's in the belly. But I'm not gonna lie to you. If I had to trust one, I probably would trust the Arizona Cardinals more, which is funny. And guys, could somebody write in the chat, what is that number that you see with the Arizona Cardinals? Just put it in the chat, one of y'all. Please. I'm begging you. Somebody write it in the chat. Just write that joint in the chat. Well, since you guys are writing it slow, right? It's the Arizona Cardinals are a plus 1,200. There you go. The 3. There you go. That's right. A plus 1,200. And this is via FanDuel, y'all. I'm pretty sure maybe DraftKings or something has something else, or your whatever books you guys use. But I found it funny, like, why 12, right? Now, this is just to make it, not to play, not to win it. Because I know I'm going to have a lot of people say, oh, you said that they was going to win. I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm not saying that. But the stage of elimination, right? They will at least make it to the chip. Not win it. Grandy, he wants to know what is stage of elimination. Okay, the bet stage of elimination is this is how far the team will go. Meaning, honestly, they don't even have to lose. They can win or lose. Wait, hold on. Let's make sure. Okay, yes. As you can see right here, stage of elimination is how far a team will go. Right? Now, if you want to be more specific, it'll say it right here, as you can see. You see me circling it? to make the conference championship, which means they don't have to. They could win or lose. It really doesn't matter. But you're betting that they will at least make it there. That's the bet. That's the stage of elimination. They don't have to actually lose at this round. They can win at this round, but it's just as long as they make it to that round. As long as they make it to that round, you're gonna get paid. What do you guys think of that? To me, I think that's pretty dope. I actually like that. Right? I actually like it. Somebody in the chat asked me about the Rams, real quick. Yeah, the Rams is a plus 370. So it's like, the 3 times 7 is 21. But, the San Francisco 49ers, those are the other 2 teams that's in the division. They're a plus 33. Go figure. Right? But yeah, the Cardinals is a plus 1,200 and the Seattle Seahawks is a plus 1,000. And that's just to make it there. Now, a lot of you guys will say, all right, B5, that's a little bit of a stretch. I don't think they're going to make it there. Okay, fine. Then let's just go to the divisional then, right? Let's see what it looks like for the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals to make it to the divisional round. So they will at least play in the divisional round. This is not against each other, but we want to know what the odds are for both of those teams. Once again, shout out to my chat. I'm going to get to my guys in the chat. Okay, to make the divisional round. Let's see what they're talking about. Let's see if it's better for you guys when it comes to your odds. Right? Okay, here we go. You can get the Seahawks at a plus 370 just to make it to the divisional round. So you're still getting plus money for the Seahawks at a plus 370, right? Now, if you want the Arizona Cardinals, you can get the Arizona Cardinals at a plus 440. That's just to make it to the divisional round. So either one of those teams, if they go to the playoffs, and listen, if they win a division, it's almost a fact that they're going to be no, not even, because only one seed can make it. Only one seed gets a bye. So unless they end up winning the NFC or some shit like that, right? Then you're automatically going to get paid because they get that bye. So if any one of those teams end up with the number 1 seed, I guess you're good. You're going to get paid no matter what, right? But if they end up 2 through 7, right? They have to. They got to win the wild card. Right? So, I mean, you guys see it right here. Maybe you guys will feel more comfortable with that. So, and chat right now. I'm not talking about the Baltimore Chiefs game yet. So we got that right here. What else? So I don't know. I don't know how you guys may feel about that. I know for sure. I'll tell you this much. I'm taking it, but I'm gonna go with to make it to the conference championship at least. Oh, I forgot one thing. If they was to go to the Super Bowl, if one of those teams was to make it to the Super Bowl, so what do we got here? To make the Super Bowl. Let's go down. Let's start off with the Seahawks. If the Seahawks was to make the Super Bowl, not win it, but just make the Super Bowl. If the Seahawks was to make the Super Bowl, you can get them at a plus 2,500. Sam Darnold, number 14. Right? If you don't trust them and you trust the Arizona Cardinals more, you can get them at a plus 2,700. Pretty interesting. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. That's a good one, Floyd. That's a good one, Floyd. Let's go to that. Let's go to that. Because I forgot to talk about that one. Let's drop down to that. To make the playoffs. Just at least go to the playoffs. Well, yeah, This is all right money. You'll get plus money, but I'm pretty sure you guys ain't interested in this one. The Arizona Cardinals to make the playoffs, you can get at a plus 1,600. I mean, a plus 160, 160, right? So for every 100 you put up, you'll win an extra $160, right? That's for the Arizona Cardinals. For the Seattle Seahawks, you can get that at plus 136. So for every 100 you get, you can make 136 extra dollars. Too many people's probably not impressed with that. That's probably something that you would have to parlay with something else, right? You know how you can parlay the playoff bets. Yeah, I could probably see y'all doing something like that, right? So that was just something to talk about as far as sleeper teams. We all have our teams that we are rocking with, for sure, right? Let me take that down. We all have our teams that we're rocking with, for sure, right? But for sleeper teams that you didn't expect to make it, I would probably say Arizona or Seattle, right? Now, I do see a slump coming for one of those two teams, right? So I'm not going to sit here and try to make this seem like, oh my God, this is a for sure thing and blah, blah, blah. No, I see a slump coming. A slump's going to come, but there's always a sleeper team, right? Teams that I wouldn't be surprised that will make it to the Super Bowl, not win it, but make it. Okay, if I started with the NFC East, yeah, I don't think they're gonna win the Super Bowl, but if they was to go back and probably lose, but I don't have high hopes for them. But I can see the Eagles, right? Anybody else in that division? No. If we drop down to the NFC North, right? As you guys know, I can see the Packers in the Super Bowl. As crazy as it sounds, I can see the Vikings play in the Super Bowl. Seriously. The Bears and the Lions, that no. Okay, so let's go to NFC South. The only team I can see is Tampa Bay, right? And NFC West, I can actually see any one of those teams. And that would be Seattle, Arizona, LA, or San Francisco, right? And this is not saying that they're going to win, but I can actually see them play in a Super Bowl based on the whole pattern that the NFL has going on with every single one of those teams. There's a pattern for the 49ers, but I'm not here to talk about the 49ers like that today. The Rams, I'm not here to talk about their pattern like that. We will. I can see them two patterns, right? But I see the pattern for Seattle. I see the pattern for Arizona. I don't know if they're gonna win a Super Bowl, but I can see something, right? And the fact that nobody else is really talking about them, I like it. I like it. I like it. Hopefully, this could be one of those shows that I can come back and we can do a recap on. But not for nothing, that whole 14 thing really stuck with me. That whole 14 in the belly thing was really, that I found that to be so weird. Right? You're looking too much into it, B-Fire. Yeah, maybe I am, but there's been a lot of things that was said and it actually happened based on one player being interviewed or one player saying something and it actually happened. We can go down the list. Maybe we should do a show like that, right? How we was given a clue every single year randomly in the beginning of the year by a legend or even a current player saying something, and that team happened to play in the Super Bowl. Y'all can't tell me I'm bugging off of that one, because we could pull up a lot of shit. Black Bergman Knight says, how about the Giants?
Are you fucking serious?
Blackbird. If the Giants ever wanted to go far, they would have to get rid of Russell Wilson. Not put him on the bench. Get rid of him. That's the same Russell Wilson that doesn't want to retire. Because if he retires, me personally, my opinion, his wife will leave him. His wife will leave him because she won't be living that life no more. Now, a lot of people say, oh my gosh, a lot of money. Russ can retire with all that money. Yeah, but then what happens when that money's gone? Because they seem to live an extravagant lifestyle, right? So when it's going low, what happens? Because remember, you're not in the NFL no more. Does she go back and deal with the guys that she left from the beginning? Does she go back that way? Because, Russell was the savior. You know what I'm saying? He was the afterthought. When the options run out of the men you wanted, then you have to settle with the man that you don't want. Because if the man that you would have got with a Russell in the beginning, if that was the case. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not trying to be funny, but this is not a Russell, a hate Russell Wilson type of thing. It ain't none of that at all. But you guys already know what time it is. My chat. Shout out to all my guys that's in the chat. We got to get to the shout outs. So I had to put the theme song on with the shout outs. My man Dud Bowles Center in the goddamn building. Y'all know that. My man Mr. Randy Watson 23 in the goddamn building. Somebody guard your children. We got Mr. Jinx. Mr. Goddamn Jinx with the links. Let's go. Shout out to my man Jinx. We got my man Moneymaker. Wow. Pow, pow, pow. In the goddamn building. My man Mateo. Pleasant. My man Mateo. And my sandwich, I like mayo in the goddamn building. We got my man Repeat. That don't take the defeat. 74. We gonna rock your jaw in the goddamn building. What's up, Repeat? We got my man Dud Bowles Center. And I'm the center. I ain't the point guard, the shooting guard, the small forward, the power forward. I'm the center. Right here in the post is where you don't want to enter. My man Bill Fay. And yeah, I'm a Gemini because my birthday's in May. In the goddamn building. What's up, Bill? We got my man Yosef, aka Yusuf. Yusuf and I. It's Yosef. What's good, yo? In the goddamn building. Woo! Who else we got in the goddamn chat? We got my man Mike Lenz. He got to do it perfect. He don't want the 5, the 6, the 7, the 8, or the 9. He got to have a 10. Mike Lenz in the goddamn building. What about my boy Floyd Heavy Weather? I like my real leather. This ain't no goddamn pleather. In the building. We got my man Caleb R. I need you to meet me at the bar. Let's have a couple of sips without the superstars. Caleb, What's up, boy? We got Mello the goddamn great. Stop the hate. Hey, yo, Mello, I could have sworn you was in the chat earlier, though. You was? I could have sworn you was. Nah, but yeah, we got my man Mello the great, number 13. Mello the great, number 13. Shh, keep your mouth like Mr. Bean in the goddamn building. And when I say the building, everybody, for everybody that's listening, that's the chat. These are my guys in the chat. We got reserve intelligence. Reserved intelligence. Always keep that remembrance in the goddamn building. Yo, reserve, what's up, my guy? We got Blackbird McKnight, and he ain't going down without a goddamn fight. He a Giants fan, alright? Y'all already know what that is. We got Mike J in the goddamn building. Mike J in the building. Guard your children. Mike J, bay, all the way. Let's go. Julian Sherman. Y'all better learn her. In the goddamn building. Who else we got in the chat? My man Devion Watkins in the goddamn building. Guard your goddamn children. Hey, yo, Watkins. That's where I rock them. In the goddamn building. You know my man Tom, yo, Tom, the bomb in the goddamn building. Yo, my man Thomas, what's up, my boy? Ishmael Reeves. I'm so fast when I run, I'ma leave in the goddamn building. What up, Ish? Randy Marquise. Don't call me Lil Reese. Give me a goddamn piece. Goddamn building. My guys is in the chat. Buke, aka Buck 20, Buke 20. I like that. Give me your goddamn money in the goddamn building. What's up, B? We here. Who else we got in the goddamn chat? Who else? I think I got all my RJ games I do not play. My man RJ games I do not play in the goddamn building. We got your boy Reckless. When I run up on you, you already know the deal. Take off that necklace in the goddamn building. Soul 10. We got Soul 10 for the win. Me? I don't sin. Goddamn building. You know what I'm saying? We all here. You know what I'm saying? Rockman drums in the goddamn building. Rockman drums in the building. The rest of y'all bums. Rockman drums, the rest of y'all bums and scrums in the goddamn building. What up, Rock? Now listen. Listen, y'all. Rig scripted and motherfucking fixed. Here we go. Now, shout out to all the members as well. We've been on a winning streak, and y'all know that. We've been on a goddamn winning streak, and we got to keep it going. Now, anybody that's been getting the wins, y'all can co-sign. We've been doing it good, right? Listen, I like it. I sent the pics out already. Oh, and I also had got, I actually just saw 3 more members, just new members, and I'm going to send you the pics after the show is over. After the show's over, I'm going to send you out the pics. And you don't have to worry. One of the picks were not for the Thursday night, for the Thursday night game today. We're going to talk about this game and who I think is going to win for all of us. But yeah, I'm gonna send those out just to let you guys know, thank you for signing up and shit like that. But no, now that I got that whole shit out the way with your man Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks, let me ask you guys this question. Well, I do see that. Bill Face says WNBA has a chance for an Arizona team to win the Phoenix Mercury. You're goddamn right. Did you see that win, Bill? That comeback, they came back from 20. The night before last, they came back from 20 to come back and beat the Minnesota, right? Ooh, that was going to be a pick that I was going to send out to everybody for tonight, too. But before the game started, there's a little bit more research I got to do on that shit. But nah, anyway. Right? Yeah, make sure y'all hit that goddamn button. Now, I was reading everything you guys were saying in the chat, right? I see everything, right? And so then let's talk about it. Ravens or the Chiefs? Since you guys want to talk about it in the chat, I saw you guys talk about it, right? Ravens or the Chiefs? Let me know. Everybody that's not in the chat that's watching, feel free to write down who you think gonna win, Ravens or the goddamn Chiefs. I need to know. Because think about it. You want to know what's so funny? I actually have an opinion, right? I do. But let me just say this. This may be me reaching again. But at times I pay attention to what the big outlets say. And all I kept hearing was one of these teams is going to be 1-3. One of these teams is going to be 1-3. One of these teams is going to be 1-3. And my goddamn Dr. Umar's voice. I'm sorry. And my goddamn Dr. Umar's voice, as if we don't know that. Right? They're both 1-2. Right? So somebody got to be 1-3. But do they? You guys know where I'm getting with this. You guys know where I'm getting with this. You guys know where I'm getting with this. Go ahead, because I know somebody in the chat's gonna say it. Be fire, I already know where you're going with this. I know where you're going. Right? I see Chiefs in the chat. I see Ravens in the chat. Right? I see -2.5 Ravens in the chat. Right? Oh, Reckless already know the deal. He said the spread gives it away. Oh, there you go, Reckless. You heard what Reckless just said, right? I'm pretty sure you guys know where I'm going with this. Now, there you go. Look, Soul 10. Look, Blackbird. Look, y'all kind of know where I'm going with this, right? But no, seriously, all jokes aside, you guys said it. 3 of you guys already said it in the chat just now. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but why do they keep talking about that? What the hell? They keep saying one of these teams is going to be 1-3. One of these teams, but are they? Now, I'm going to say this. What if the game does end up being a tie? Yes, I said it. And I'm not stupid for saying that.
You stupid. Oh! Are you fucking serious?
I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. Right? I'm dead serious. Now, no, right here in Rig Script and the Fix, I'm not telling any of you guys to go out there and go bet on the goddamn tie. I'm not saying that. I know what I'm betting. But I'm not going to go tell you guys to go do it. I do not want to be responsible. I don't even like telling you guys tie, if you notice that. I don't even like giving that out to you guys. Usually I keep those thoughts to myself, but we're talking about it, right? We're talking about it. I do have who I think's going to win, right? But, I have to be fair here. Like I said, I have no favorite team. I don't have no favorite team. So you're not going to get no biasness out of me, right? Y'all know I shit on the Chiefs a lot. But this is business at the end of the day, right? Because the way the Ravens is playing, they ain't playing any better. So we got to look at it like this, right? 2.5. That's the spread. 2.5. But then I did mention the tie. So it's all about what you guys got going on with your bets, though. Sultan, the Ravens are favorite. Sultan, it's you guys is making these bets with your money. It's either two things you would not two things that you would want, but are you guys comfortable with a spread that's Ravens plus 2.5? I'm sorry, Chiefs plus 2.5, the Ravens minus 2.5. Or are you thinking tie? Right? There's some books that actually have a tie. You can actually bet a tie only on certain books. But if you don't find that on certain books, then I'm going to be honest with you, right? If you think a tie would happen, but at the same time, you still want to make money, if you think a tie is going to happen, but no tie options available in the book you use, and you also want to make money, right? So listen to those three things. Then you're better off, I'm just saying, this is not my pick. I'm letting you guys know, then you're better off betting the Kansas City Chiefs. Right? Makes sense. Because if no tie option is available and it ends up a tie, then you take the underdog because that means that the underdog covers. You can still get paid. That's if you want to get paid. Now, if you don't mind your bet being voided, whether you take them straight up or whether you have it in a parlay, then I guess you could go straight up with the Chiefs money line, or you can go straight up with the Baltimore Ravens money line. And if it does end up a tie, you don't lose your money, you just get it back because it ends up being voided. No harm, no foul, right? But then again, a lot of you guys don't want to have your money tied up in something like that, knowing that there's going to be a later game, because that's going to be a 4:25, well, at least Eastern time game, right? You're probably saying, oh no, I could have won, and then I could have doubled up or however you bet, right? And used it for the 8 o'clock game, or probably used it for another sport, whatever it is that you got going on, right? So these are factors that you actually have to look at when you take that spread, or if you take that money line. Assuming the book that you use doesn't have the tie bet. There's some of them that have it. You just got to dig in all the options. There's plenty of options, in a lot of these books via FanDuel, via your FanDuel. Y'all gotta cut me a motherfucking check. I be saying y'all name a lot and shit like that. DraftKings, whether you use the Hard Rock book, or you use an offshore. There's people that live in a state where sports betting is not there yet, and they use the offshores. The offshores definitely have a tie. So if you find some good odds with that one, I would say maybe you should. No, I'm not going to tell you that because, like I said, I don't want to tell you guys to do that. But I found it funny how they keep talking about one of these teams is going to become 1-3, right? So we all got our pick on who we think is gonna win. I'm seeing a lot of Chiefs. I'm seeing a lot of Ravens. Let's start off. Let me start off down and go up from latest. Sultan says it's not the end of the world for either team if they start 1-3 though. A less talented Rams team started 1-4 a couple seasons ago and still made the playoffs at 10-7. That is correct. That is correct. That's why I say no matter who wins this game, it's not the end of the world. It's really not, to be honest with you. One of these teams, well, quote unquote, would have to lose, right? According, to the media, right? If it happens, I mean, I think a tie can be a stretch, but you know me, I'm the tie guy, So that's the reason why I bring it up. But I don't try to make people bet that at all. I'm like, yo, don't even get into that shit. I say that for me. If I feel something funny is going to happen, But they just keep talking about that. Now, if it does end up a tie, I swear to God, I'm gonna jump off a goddamn roof. Cause I'm gonna be like, yo, I feel like I'm the only one in the goddamn world that brought that shit up. I don't think anybody was thinking about a goddamn tie for the Chiefs and the Ravens at all, right? So, repeat says the Ravens is they could be 2-2. KC 2-2 equals 8. There goes that 8 again. Well, hold on though. But in a way, repeat, that would be impossible, right? Because then they'll both be 1-2-1. 1-2-1. Right? Because here's the thing, they're going against each other. So yeah, that one, explain that to me more. Bill says it could be a tie. Though I just think the point is it is a talking point because it's shocking that a team as good as the Chiefs or the Ravens will start 1-3. Yeah, exactly. That's absolutely right. It's absolutely right. But it's not like we've never saw this before. Right? Whether you think it's rigged, scripted, or fixed, or you think it's 1000% real. We've seen certain teams actually start off weak and go far. Make deep runs in the playoffs. Make conference championships. So I don't really know. But to me, I'm not making a big deal out of the whole 1-3 thing. Like I say, I'm anti-Chiefs, but to be honest with you, I'm not gonna sit there and say they're not gonna make the playoffs or anything like that. Is this their struggle? Yeah, I still stick with that. But if they go 1-3, it's not the end of, like you guys are saying, it's not the end of the world. So I don't know. I don't know if I can get with that as far as with them, how the media is making it out to be. Grandy says take the points with the Chiefs. You hear that? He says take the points with the Chiefs. Chiefs the +2.5. Grandy says take the Chiefs. That's what he feels comfortable with. It's like, yo, why not? Right? Why not? I could feel him on that. Now, here's the thing. If that happens, what do we actually say about the Ravens? Not to be funny. Right? Let's see something. Nah, let me make it smaller. That's good right there. I think you guys can see it. You guys can see it, right? Let's go down. Let's start right here. The AFC North, right? Well, every team plays because there's no bye. But if the Ravens lose, yes, they end up 1-3. Now, do the Cleveland Browns win their game? Right? Because if the Cleveland Browns win their game and the Ravens lose, the Ravens drop down to last place. See, that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at. Cleveland's going against Detroit this week. Right? Detroit is a -10, something like that, right? Depending on what book you got it. It ain't 10.5, 9.5, blah, 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 whatever. Right? I'm pretty sure a lot of people's banking out the Cleveland Browns. And like I said, too, shout out to everybody that listened to what I said about, even though I'm high on the Packers, Cleveland usually takes away games. One game a year, they usually win a game that they have no business winning, according to NFL being real. And it happened to be the Packers. They always do that. Don't be surprised if they do another one. I don't know if it's going to be the Lions, but don't be surprised if they do another one. Maybe later on in the year. Something like that. But yeah, anyway, if the Cleveland Browns happen to win and the Baltimore Ravens lose against the Chiefs, guys, are you guys telling me that the Baltimore Ravens fall into last place in the division, are you guys thinking about that before you come up with your decision on if you think the Ravens is going to win or lose? Now, I'm not giving my opinion on who's going to win or lose, but are you thinking about that before you say it? You know what I'm saying? I'm listening. I'm listening to what you guys are saying, right? Now also, Baltimore Ravens win. We got to see what happens with the Steelers. The Steelers have an early game, right? No, they don't. Yes, they do. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, they go against Minnesota. That's that 9:30 game too. Oh yeah, for everybody that don't realize, right? Minnesota and Pittsburgh, they play at 9:30 in the morning because that's going to be an overseas game. So 9:30 in the morning. So if you plan on watching the game or wanting to bet, put your bets in for that specific game, it has to be done before 9:30 in the morning Eastern time, which means if you're on the West Coast like Cali or maybe Nevada or something like that, right? The game's going to start at 6:30 in the morning. So just know that, depending on where you guys live, whether you're in the Midwest, South and all that, and you putting your bets in, it has to be done before the game starts, depending on where you live. Here on the East Coast, just make sure it's done before 9:30 kickoff. Now, I would say 9 o'clock and earlier, make sure your bets is in for that game, just so you don't miss it. Because that happened to me one time. I think that happened to me 2 years ago. It was a game that I was heavy on, and I did not realize that it was a early morning game because they played overseas, and the game I was supposed to bet, that team was already blowing out the other team. I was tight, so I really couldn't in-play this shit at all. I couldn't get no good odds. That was some real stupid shit.
You stupid. Oh! Are you fucking serious?
You know what I'm saying? So, I just wanna put that out there for you. So yeah, anyway. And then you got the Cincinnati Bengals. Right? So what do the Cincinnati Bengals do? Right? That's a Monday game. So we got to see what that's about. Because they go against Denver. So all of those teams can have pretty much success. So let's say the Cleveland Browns lose. Then Baltimore Ravens would stay in their position, right? But Pittsburgh Steelers got to do something. I still think it could be between Pittsburgh Steelers and Baltimore Ravens to go back and forth, to be honest with you. You just got to get Cincinnati Bengals out the way. Make them drop down. Right? So now let's go down to the Chiefs. The Chiefs division. Right? AFC West. Now the Chiefs are in last place, as you can see. So if you got, assuming Denver Broncos beat Cincinnati Bengals, right? Denver Broncos go to 2-2. If the Chiefs win that game, the Chiefs will still end up in last place. So it'll stay the same if both teams win. Let's put it like that. Got Vegas Raiders. Yeah, I think everything will pretty much stay the same. The Chargers is 3-0, so they pretty much good on, for another week, they're good in the spot they're at. Right? It's what it is. So damn, I don't want to give my opinion. I mean, because I do have my pick. I actually do have my pick. But somebody, do the Chiefs stay down? Do they stay down there? I don't know. Do the Ravens stay where they're at? So that's just something that you guys have to look at before you make your pick. Right? I always say, pay attention to the other games. Every game has something to do with each other, whether you think it or believe it or not. They all have something to do with each other. That's what you guys have to realize. All of them. Yeah, I'm going to say the Chiefs win, but then what does that do for them in the division? What does LA Raiders do LA Raiders. What does the Vegas Raiders do? You know what I'm saying? What does the or not the Chargers? What do the Broncos do? You know, as far as the Ravens, what happens with Cleveland? What happens with Cincinnati? What happens with Pittsburgh? All of those things matter. Every single one of those things matter, right? Or do we get the tie? The NFL always has Lamar losing to the Chiefs all the time. So I can understand why every single one of you guys in the chat have the Chiefs. You feel good about the Chiefs. And then you get the Chiefs at dog money. You know how they love to promote the Chiefs with the dog money. Because usually when the Chiefs are dog money, they usually do prevail, right? But how long do you guys think that happens? You guys think that happens forever? I don't know if that happens forever. It's going to keep happening. I don't know about that one. Right? Let me see. I think based on what you guys are saying in the chat, it seems like you guys is like 50-50. We got Felipe in the goddamn building. What's up, Felipe? Basically, Felipe is saying, be fire. The Seahawks will never win. Don't ever say that again. That's what Felipe is telling me. He's like, yo, Seahawks will never win. And see, he may have a point. That's the reason why, if you notice, I said to make it to the Super Bowl. I ain't that stupid.
You stupid. Oh! Are you fucking serious?
Hell nah. Felipe, I ain't that stupid. That'll be some funny shit if it happens, but nah. Just listen, either them or Arizona, just make it. Because those are some good odds just to make it, not even win the conference. You still getting 4 digits just to make it. Plus 1,200. I'm sorry, plus, yeah, plus 1,200, plus 1,000, just to make it. That's it, just make it. You know what I mean? And guess what? They can end up facing off against the team that you actually think is going to make it, right? So let's say, for instance, you're on the Eagles. So if you think the Eagles is going to win the NFC Championship, but the Eagles end up facing off against the Seattle Seahawks, or they end up facing off against the Arizona Cardinals, you're actually in a win-win because you had bet the Seahawks or the Arizona Cardinals to make it. Not win, just make the NFC Championship. But then the team that you really want to win, you sitting pretty because they right there. Easy. You feel me? Man, listen, y'all. Listen. So no. A lot of people feel like this line is weird tonight, right? Do we get a blowout? Floyd says, I see Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl. And, well, those are one of my picks. I'm heavy on Baker Mayfield. So, Packers, Bucks, those two teams. I'm riding with both of those two teams. Right? I ain't changing that. My sleepers for the NFC is, I know who. We just spoke about it like an hour ago. As far as my sleepers, I'm sticking with that. For right now. I don't want to change nothing, but I like that. I'm not gonna lie to you. NFC, not NFC, AFC, you notice I'm not talking about my pick for AFC because I still think that shit is up in the air. I can't read it. I honestly don't know. Maybe it's because I don't want to pick the Bills at all. So it's like, yo, if I don't, you already know that term. If you don't have nothing good to say, don't say it at all. That's kind of like how I feel about them. When I say them, I'm talking about, you know, the Bills. If it happens, so fine, whatever. But no, I don't know. I can't ride with that. Yeah, dark horse, right? It's gonna be the. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, the Chiefs will do it." All right, fine. But that run of just winning Super Bowls every single year, y'all know where I stand. I'm not doing that. Shout out to T Money 2624. He says the Bucks ain't doing anything first round. He said that's a first round exit. He like, I don't know what you guys are talking about at all. He said, they ain't happening at all. He said, before you bugging out, that's a first round exit. I don't know. I feel like a lot of you guys is heavy on the Eagles. I think that's what it's coming down to. The Eagles. Right? What if Minnesota was to do something? What if Carson went? You know what I want to see in the playoffs? In the playoffs. Something funny. Right? Two things. The Eagles, when the tush push, when the tush push came about 3 years ago, the tush push was invented 3 years ago by the Eagles. Do you guys know what team they did that against? Take a guess. Don't look it up either. Who's the first team that got hit with the tush push 3 years ago? Nah, y'all taking too long to type that shit. Y'all looking that shit up. You know who it was? You know who it was? The Arizona Cardinals. Let me say it now. It was the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals was the first team that they started the tush push against. Right? 3 years ago. The Arizona Cardinals. I see a lot of people say Tampa Bay. It wasn't Tampa Bay. No, it was the Cardinals. That's when they did the tush push 3 years ago. Wait. I have that fact checked. Yes. Hold on one second. Shout out to all y'all. Yeah. Cause you know what I gotta do? I have it in my notes. Like my stream notes. And I will have to go back to 2022. Hold on. Well, I'm still here, y'all. I'm still here. It was, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know I'm not bucking. Yeah. The first tush push was against the Cardinals. Yeah, I know I'm not tripping. So anyway, people, yeah. So it was against the Cardinals. Right? Wouldn't it be funny if the Cardinals and the Eagles was to face off in the Super Bowl? And the team that stops them and eliminates them from the playoffs will be the Cardinals because they tried the tush push again, but failed. Wouldn't that be funny if that happens? My man Craze, a.k.a. Cries, a.k.a. Craze, in the goddamn building. Yes, sir. That would be funny. That's one game in the playoffs I would like to see. That's one scenario in the playoffs that I would like to see. Cardinals stop the Eagles with the tush push and eliminate them in the playoffs. That's one scenario I would like to see. And the second scenario I would like to see, or the second scenario I would like to see is if Carson Wentz was to play and stay as a starter, which it won't happen because McCarthy's going to come back. I'm not impressed with that, but it would have been fun to see Carson Wentz go against the Eagles in the playoffs and eliminate the Eagles. That would be dope. But that's not going to happen. Shout out to Midnight Decipher in the goddamn building. Midnight. Right? So that's just me thinking loud. But for tonight's game, now let's talk about it. I see you guys is already talking about it right now. So in the chat, please. Cardinals or Seahawks if you had to put your money down. Right now. Go. Let me see it in the chat. Let me see. I want to read these bets. Let me go. Let me hear it. Come on. Let's see what we got. Come on. Are any of you guys betting tonight? Be honest. Now, I got something to say. I salute Birdie I want to put out. Now, but anyway, we got T Money, he got the Seahawks. Floyd Heavyweather. I'm sorry, my man Floyd, he got the Seahawks. Soul 10 says, I got the Cardinals. Repeat says, I got the Cardinals. Right? My man Craze Crash, he says he got the Seahawks. Right? Randy Marquise, he says, I got Arizona money line. That's what he going on with the Harrison touchdown. I don't know what y'all got to say about that. Reckless says Kyler can approve the 3-8 versus Seahawks. Sam Darnold equals 38. So sounds like Reckless is saying, give me the Cardinals. He got the Cardinals. Now, let me say this. Can I say this? 2 years ago, on this live, right when I first started doing the Rig Scripted and Fixed Live, I usually said when it comes to the last 8 games, whenever there's a streak of 7 and it's time for the last game for that streak to go to 8, whether it's a 7-game winning streak or a 7-game losing streak, what usually happens on the 8th game? The streak usually gets broken. Is it a for sure thing? No. But let me say this. I don't know why that's going in and out. But let me say this. The Seahawks have beaten the Cardinals 7 times in a row, dating back from 2022 to present time, which is today. 7 times in a row. They're going for 8 tonight. The Seahawks. The Seahawks are going for number 8 tonight. The Seahawks are going for win number 8 tonight. Right? Now, let me say this. Since the Seahawks are going for number 8 tonight, my pick for tonight's game, Arizona Cardinals. That's my pick for tonight, y'all. My pick for tonight, Thursday game, Arizona Cardinals. I know I'm going to be live on Lobo's show tonight. On the Pick'em show. His Pick'em show. Right? The game is already going to be happening. I have the Arizona Cardinals to win tonight. I have the Arizona Cardinals to win tonight. The Cardinals improve to 2-2. Seattle drops to 2-2. They're both going to be neck and neck. 2-2. That will be the race. That's what I'm going with. That's my final pick. I'm not changing that. I got Arizona Cardinals for tonight's game. Do the Seahawks get them back the next one? Give me the Cardinals. If anybody asks why, I go with my trends that I don't like to switch up. So far, I've been undefeated. This is me. I don't need any of y'all to change your picks up. But this is me. Whenever I go with the 7-game winning streak in all sports, not all sports, let me change that, because baseball can be a little different. Right? But when you're looking at basketball and when you're looking at especially football, whenever a team has a 7-game winning streak against another team, or just a 7 in general, for some reason, when it comes to this 8th game, that's when they always drop it. Or the team that's on the 7-game losing streak, they tend to pick back up on the 8th game against that other team that had the best of them. So, I'm just saying, that's my pick. Now, if Seattle wins tonight, shout out to all the Seattle people. Get paid. Listen. Get paid, y'all. But I'm on Arizona tonight. Right? That's my final pick. So, I had to put that out there. Now, are you guys going to parlay your bets for anyone that has Arizona, anybody that has Seattle? Are you parlaying it with something else? Or are you going to do a same game parlay? What are y'all feeling? I need to know. I'm just saying. It is what it is, right? But not for nothing though. This was like this shit. I have fun with y'all. This was a dope show tonight. Not tonight. Tonight. What the fuck am I talking? Tonight. No. Right. Today's Thursday. You know. Obviously, we're gonna have our morning joints this weekend before NFL kicks off and shit like that. And I'm sending the picks out. Well, no, I sent the picks out already. But for the new people that just signed up that I saw before the show started, I'm gonna send out the picks as well. Our pick for tonight, though, for everybody. Well, if you guys want to know, for the ones that's asking me what I'm rocking with tonight, I'm rocking with the Arizona Cardinals tonight. I may give you my thoughts on WNBA tonight too, as well. I might put that out there on what I feel is going to happen. I'm paying attention to Phoenix Mercury tonight. Oh man, that's another Arizona team. Is tonight gonna be an Arizona night? What if somebody was to parlay that and win? No, real shit though. What if somebody was to? I'm not saying go ahead and do that shit. If you ain't feeling it, you don't got to do it.
Are you fucking serious?
But what if the Mercury and the Arizona Cardinals was to both win tonight? I swear I would laugh if they both was to win. I'm gonna go check that out and see what's up, and probably get back to you guys on a post about that. That would be funny if that was to happen. Hey yo, B, you have the Yankees and the Mets money line. I actually like the Mets. I like the Mets for tonight or whatever. But the Mets and the Yankees, they don't got nothing to play for anymore. Too, but I'm gonna pay that some attention, and see what's up with that one. But yeah, both New York teams. I don't know. We might. You see, they clone Zion. Oh yeah, he was drinking that. That blood from the movie Him. Know what I'm saying? Like that's what he was doing. He was doing that and shit. Yo, y'all crazy though. Yo, this was a dope live. The Diamondbacks is getting spoke right now. Yeah, you can throw them out. I think they officially gonna get eliminated, right? Because I don't think they're gonna come back. Last night it was so crazy though. When they tied that game up last night, I saw it. I said I was gonna throw money down, but something told me, I said I'm not gonna just jump into something that I'm not too sure of what's gonna happen, because you still got the Mets fighting for that final spot. You still got the Reds, and I'm not gonna lie, I chickened out. My boy was telling me, he was like, "Yo, take the Dodgers. This is easy money. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do it. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't do it. I chickened out of that game at all. From the whole thing. When it was 4-4, because I thought the Diamondbacks was gonna lose. They came back, tied it up. So now it goes to extra innings. I'm like, all right, I'm not sure. He's like, yeah, take the Dodgers. I was like, I don't know about that one. I'm not sure about that one. Dodgers ended up winning. And the Diamondbacks is getting their booty hole cracked right now. So I don't think they're gonna come back. Who knows? But being that they playing like this, because they did this last year, they stunk it up in the end and got eliminated and didn't even get to do anything from the playoffs. Right now, the Mets got to take it away. So I like the Mets tonight. I wasn't supposed to be telling y'all this, but I'll tell y'all a little something. Oh man, B love the stream from live from the Meadowlands. Let's go. Let's go. And then repeat. I got to speak to you on about what's going on over there. Like, did they change things around? How's it looking over there and shit like that? Grandy Marquis, you got the Dodgers. Easy ass money, bro. So far, easy ass money. You don't got nothing to worry about. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Yeah, and I plan on going to the Meadowlands repeat and tailgating pretty soon. I'll probably tailgate and let you know, so you can come rock with me. I'll probably tailgate, probably at MetLife, right around, right there next to y'all. We're gonna see what's up with that one. I want to do that November, I would say. I don't want to say October. I want to do it I want to do it November. It feels good to tailgate when around November, December time. The weather's pretty perfect for tailgating around that time. So I'm gonna let you know. Yeah. Let me know about that one so I can set it up and let you know when I plan on tailgating over there at the Meadowlands and shit like that. Meadowlands or MetLife Stadium, probably a Giants or Jets game, one of those. And yeah, Grandy says Mets win, Yankees lose. That's kind of what I'm thinking in a way. Now the Packers will beat the Cowgirls. You know what? I want to stream before that game too, Reckless, because I think something funny is going to happen in that game. And we have to talk about that game. We have to. We got to. So, everyone that was tuning in, man, I rock with y'all and all that. Let's win. Let's get this bread. All this good shit. Army's going to go 2-2 as dogs. It's the fucked up part is I can't bet on Army here in New York. That made me mad because I would have gave you guys what I thought about that game. I'm like, yo, since I don't have no skin in that goddamn game, fuck them. Yankees still playing for the division. They tied with Toronto. Makes sense. So I see what you're saying. So yeah, the Yankees still have something to play for, y'all. So you just can't count them out just yet. I forgot about that. Yes. I thought Toronto snapped the division, but they didn't. So that makes sense. Mets, Arizona, money line. I'm gonna go look that up. But yes, I'm on Arizona. I do like the Mets. And it's always scripted, of course. And yeah, and being that you said that, right, before we go off, I need to know. Is it rigged? Is it scripted? Is it fixed? I have no idea. I need all of you guys to tell me. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, right? Don't feel free to hit me up. Y'all see BFire31 on the Twitter, right? My Instagram is BFire1, not BFire31, but BFire1 on Instagram. Hit me up on the YouTube or whatever. I always answer back. You guys already know that. All my membership guys, the new ones, I'm gonna send those pics out. Everybody else, y'all got y'all pics already. Shout out to all y'all. We gonna be back this weekend. Now, for anybody that subscribed to Lobo, I'm gonna be on Lobo's show tonight on the Pick'em show. But other than that, I'm gonna enjoy the game and all that good shit. Shout out to every single one of y'all, even the ones that didn't speak on the chat. The ones that's just watching, shout out to all y'all. For real, all respect here. Rigged, scripted, and goddamn fixed. I'm out.